Hey everybody, what is going on? Brandon here, and this time I'm going to be showing you a getting started guide for this game, Citadel Forged with Fire. Now, I'm going to start off here at, what is this, Heathcliff? Yeah, Heathcliff. This is where I'm going to be starting. Got a pretty badass little spawn there. Like, that's how you spawn into the game. Now, I really didn't do much with this character whenever I made him. I just kind of just clicked all the way through, because this is not going to be my main character. This is going to be a character to give like guides and stuff and things of that nature. Now, first thing you're going to do is you're going to come up here. Now, the reason I'm doing this guide is because this game's tutorial system is absolutely god-awful, and I ended up having to Google pretty much every problem going forward, so I decided to go ahead and do this getting started guide to get you through these starting quests and to kind of answer some of the questions like I had when I first started playing this game. So that's why I'm doing it. But yeah, you talk to her. She's going to give you this quest here where you got to find wood and stone. Now, this game appears to be arc light. It looks a lot like Dark and Light. So when I first started playing it, my first thought was, I'm gonna have to go find a tree to punch. But just like if you try, these are tutorial stones. These really don't help you at all, and they're just kind of scattered everywhere. They don't really answer any of the questions that you're going to have. The questions they do answer are pretty common sense. The questions they don't answer, well, they don't answer them. So that's why I'm doing this video. But yeah, so you do not punch trees and stone to get rock and wood and whatnot. This isn't Minecraft, so you don't have to worry really about going out. You should be able to just search the ground. And now, if you spawn in at night like I did, it's going to be a little tough to see. But you just kind of run through here and look for some wood on the ground. Each piece of wood will give you 5 pieces of wood. So I will speed this up so you can see myself searching in a faster pace and get this over with. Alright, now that we got this done, you leveled up. Leveling system is pretty straightforward. Also, it's broken. So every time you level up, you're going to get 2 points. But when you hit this, it only lets you put in 1. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to figure out which you want to put these points into. I'm just going to do damage. And then you're going to have some of these points to learn stuff to craft. So I recommend learning how to craft the axe and some armor first, and then worry about weapons. But it's whatever you choose. This is just to get you guys through the quests. So you want to learn to make that. And this, so you can put that down. And let's go ahead and just go with a staff and a robe. Next up, before I forget, what you're going to want to do is these additional points that it didn't prompt you to put in anywhere earlier before we went to the knowledge section and learned how to craft stuff. Those additional points, you just go back into your inventory and you can put them in right here. I didn't know that, and it kept giving those flashing icons down here that I still had points to spend, basically. So this is where you go to put those additional points in, because you'll only get prompted the one time after you level up to put in 1 point. So it doesn't matter how many points you have. It's only going to let you do it one time. So you just come in here and put them wherever it is you're wanting to put them. Now, back to the tutorial. She'll have another quest for you. You'll click her. It's to do this one. Now, this one actually made me mad because in most MMOs or games like this, everything you're going to need for the starting stuff is going to be right nearby. And for the most part, the ghost orchids and mushrooms are all over the place here. I found pretty much everything I needed in this whole area for that first quest and now the second quest. And with this giant dome over the area and nothing really telling you that you can actually move past that, For a while, I assumed that I wasn't able to go outside of this dome until I got the starting quest done. Unfortunately, you have to go outside of there. So, the ghost orchids, they'll spawn up here. I think they're over in that corner up there. I'll grab them last since they're in here. The crowberries do not, though. You actually have to go outside and brave the wilderness and overly aggressive boars in order to find these crowberries, and they are kind of a pain to see. They're not everywhere like you would expect for a starting quest item. They're kind of all over the place, which is a little annoying. So I will speed up the camera until I find some crowberries, and then I'll show you guys what those look like. Oh, before I forget, while I remember, the yellow pine that I'm picking up, that is what you'll use to make cloth. So if you're wondering how you're going to make cloth when you start playing the game, the yellow pine is how you start making cloth. So they won't tell you that in the starting tutorial. The starting quest, they don't really tell you much of anything. So the yellow pine is what you use to make cloth. Okay, so here we are, the crowberries. Like I said, they're really hard to see, especially at night, because they kind of blend in, but they have a reddish tint here to them, and that's what you need to make that soup or whatever it is, the salad. I recommend getting a lot of ghost orchids and crowberries when you find them. They're basically what you use to make health potions and mana potions, so definitely recommend getting a lot of them. Yellow pine also early on, grab a lot of it because it's what you use to make cloth, so early on, grab as much of this stuff as you can if you're in the area. It respawns pretty quickly, so just grab whatever you can. Now I'm going to fast forward again to turn this quest in and show you guys what you're supposed to do next. Okay, after turning that one in, you're going to get this one, which is extraordinarily annoying. Freshly Forged Wizard, melee, harvesting, and spell essences. Collect nature's essence, which can be found forming around the green acid pools of Ignis. You can harvest these essences by striking them with any melee weapon. This one was a little annoying because I really had no idea what the hell it was talking about. Because when it said acid pool, again, being the starting area, the only things I could think of were these pools over here. Because normally you're not going to see any other kind of pool unless you go out searching. And, you know, because it didn't explain anything about the map, which, by the way, you can see acid pools on the map. You know, nothing's explained that so far, so I assumed this mana can't talk today, guys, sorry. I assumed this mana pool and this health pool were what it was talking about, without knowing that's what these were. So, definitely an annoyance, but actually very simple. And I think that's the biggest problem with this game, is it's very simple, but the lack of information available to the players makes it kind of complicated. Alright, so these are the acid pools. This is where these nature's essences are. And part of why it's a little bit confusing, or an additional why, is because there's really no feedback whenever you hit stuff. Sometimes it does nothing, and you just got to keep on doing it until it drops stuff. But because it does nothing, you see no impact of you hitting it, and there's really no feedback player side that you're hitting it. Sometimes you just think you're hitting an object that's not meant to be broken. So you hit these till they drop so much essence, and that's what you use to make spells. And also what you use to turn this quest in. Alright, so you turn that in, and she gives you a wand, but no indication on how exactly to use it. So I'm going to show you guys what exactly you're supposed to do when you get your first wand or magic item. Now technically you can put spells on the axe, which I accidentally did the first time. I don't recommend doing it, especially early when you're harvesting with it, but I'm going to show you guys how to do the spells. Now you get the wand, you're going to want to have it equipped. So you have the wand equipped and go over to this tab here. What you're going to do is you're going to choose an essence. You can choose Arcane, which is just a regular random shot, Nature, Dark, or Light at this point in time. Dark Essence makes dark spells which use health instead of mana. I don't recommend that early on, but anyway, so since nothing else explains this, I'm going to show you guys what you do. You're going to choose which mouse button or which controller button you're going to map that to. You're going to drop whatever kind of essence it is you're wanting to make, you're going to choose what kind of spell you want. Projectile, beam, self, or utility. Now, these all have, each essence has different things available here, and you can add ingredients here. Also, I think to add attributes to the spells. I'm not really sure. I haven't got that far, but this is how you start off. You choose that, and then you just craft the spell. And that takes 1 essence. So now I've got that spell. Next up, I'm going to choose a light spell. We're going to choose a utility, and we're going to craft that. This is what you use to tame. I haven't really used that yet, but we're going to attempt to do that. But anyway, so talk to her again, and she's going to give you this one, where you collect wood, stones, and runes. Okay, so just accept that. Now the runes are here. I really wish it would have said rune stones or rune crystals instead of just runes, but that's essentially it. Step on a tree for some wood. Okay, let's turn that into her. And what else has she got for us? Okay. Now, if you have the meat already, that's fine. It still makes you go and kill one of the boars. I'm going to go ahead and skip past this in the video. That way you guys can, you know, because you understand how to kill a boar, I'm sure. Go kill one of those millions of boars that'll attack you as soon as you leave. I'm going to recover and skip forward real fast. Alright, so after you kill the boar, you come here and take her next quest, which is to place a fire pit. Now this is one that gets kind of interesting. Okay, so you can't build in here, at least as far as I know you can't. You got to go outside, so you actually have to build. And luckily I think we've got enough wood and stone from doing the other quests where you don't need to actually go get more. I don't know, I might need to go get more, we'll see. But the building menu is a bit confusing, and that's another reason this is kind of a pain to deal with. So, we're going to come out here. Looks like nobody's got anything built here. So, what we're going to do is you hit whatever button is your build menu. So, but you're not going to put a throne down. I mean, I guess you could if you really want to. I'm not going to. But you go through the build menu, and, yeah, I don't have enough wood. Okay, so, scratch that. I got to go find some wood. So I can build it through the tree. Okay. That makes, like, no sense, but okay. Now, this is the next part about the build menu that is very confusing. You're trying to figure out where you would go to find your fire pit? What the hell do all these symbols mean? Well, this is where most of your crap is, even though it makes no sense as to why that is there. So, now we got the fire pit. Now I gotta go turn this back in. Well, I had to travel like 400 meters to do so, so fast forwarding now. After turning that one in, let's see. You need to cook some salted elk. This is another thing that is more of an annoyance than anything, especially now that I have to walk all the way back to where my fire pit was. So, especially things how I have to remember where my fire pit was. That ought to be real interesting. So I'm going to fast forward till I find my fire pit again. Okay, so you come here, and that's the crafting menu. The thing is, when you're crafting something, and you go to interact, if you go to interact with whatever the fire pit or the crafting table, it doesn't give you the option to actually look at the other recipes until your stuff's done crafting. So you actually have to sit here, and when it's done crafting, this is annoying. This actually had me stumped for a good minute. I'm going to show you why. Okay, so my stuff's done crafting, right? Well, let me see. Let's get it out of the fire pit. Well, my crap's not there. I don't have it. Where the hell did it go? Well, simple explanation is they decided that whenever your stuff's done crafting, it's going to throw it in a bag and put it in the fire. So it's actually, if you're not expecting it, it's difficult as hell to even see. So you actually have to click to interact with loot and then loot all. It's the same thing with the crafting tables and like the cauldrons and stuff. It's the exact same, but at least with all those, you see that it like shows up there. With the fire pit, it's real difficult, and since that's the first thing you're ever gonna interact with as far as a crafting table is concerned, it's awful. It is terrible. It's too damn hard to see, and that's the biggest problem right now that I've found with this game. The game itself is enjoyable once you know what's going on and get into it, but that initial time of trying to figure out what the hell it is you're gonna do is a little difficult. Yeah, I'm trying to tame this boar real quick before we finish up this tutorial. This is how you tame. You weaken them like Pokemon, then you use this spell here, and it is mine. Alright. Pumbaa. Alright. Let's go, tamed creature. Okay. Turn that in, and that's it. That is all the starting quests. Now you would think with these being the tutorial quests, she would show you, or at least give you an idea of how to craft the spells, how to even do any of this. So all of that you have to figure out on your own, but she'll basically just send you out into the wilderness looking for berries and random stuff. So yeah, the starting quests are a pain. After you get past that and you start figuring out how things work in this game, it's actually quite a bit of fun because it is so simplistic. It's not overly complicated like Ark or Atlas. So if you're into that style of game but don't like all the complication of it. But yeah, so the starting quests are just not very informative. They're not very helpful at all, and I think that's going to deter a lot of players, which is why I did this video, because after you get past the starting quests and you actually do start figuring out how things work in the game, it works out nicely and works well, and it's actually fun. It's like Ark and Dark and Light and Atlas, but it's more simple because there's a lot less mechanics you got to worry about. So all in all, I think this is a pretty fun game. So hopefully this video helped some players get past that starting part of the game that has been driving a lot of people away, and hopefully this gets more people engaged with it. But yeah, I plan on doing a lot more videos for this game in the future, kind of going through. I won't be using this character unless I'm doing a guide. When I'm doing playthroughs and stuff, I'll be using my actual character, because I'm still learning this game too, but I got really stumped here at the beginning, so I thought I'd do this to kind of help some people that might have felt the same way I did, that kind of almost made me not want to play, because it was kind of like, what am I doing? What's going on? So hopefully this helps some of you guys out. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this video and you want to see more, please do us a favor and hit that red subscribe button. If you want to know anytime Nathan or I upload videos, please do us a favor and hit that bell icon, so we'll be sure YouTube sends you notifications out. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.